And good morning. Welcome in once again for another installment of Trust Matters, Real Estate and Estate Planning Solutions with Gateville Law Firm and Sean Robertson. And Sean joins us in studio once again. How are we doing this morning?
Doing well. How are you doing today, Mike?
Doing pretty good. Today, we've got a topic that should be pretty interesting for folks. We're kind of in that time of year, I guess, Sean, where real estate really takes off. The weather's warming up. People want to, make a fresh start and try maybe a new place to live. It's an interesting market these days as well, so a lot going on here. But we've got the legal considerations when selling your real estate. So where do we want to go here?
Yeah, I mean, the major point, so we help people with the legal strategies when they sell real estate or when they purchase real estate. But real estate is most people's major investment, so hiring an experienced real estate team, legal team, is important to protect one's investment.
Yeah, so the real estate closing process, too, everybody has to go through it, and it's kind of nice to kind of get a little overview of what all goes on there, because there's a lot taking place there.
Yeah, so our team, I mean, we have over 50 years of title background on my team. So the first part, a lot of times people call me, they're getting ready to sign the real estate contract, the 7.0, the multi-board residential real estate contract. And they're a little concerned, should I sign it? What if it says something I don't want? Generally, there's 5 business days for the attorney to review the contract after you sign. So it's okay to sign a contract with the realtor. So that's the first part of the process, is what they call the attorney review and professional inspection period.
Yeah, having those few days there of grace period, or whatever you want to call it, is kind of nice to have. A little peace of mind there, at least for a few days. That time ticks pretty quick, though.
Yeah, absolutely. And so generally buyers will coordinate with the realtor or with the seller, and they will have a home inspection. And the home inspection basically comes up with all the problems to the house, where every house has issues. And so generally, one of the roles of the real estate attorney is to coordinate and negotiate with the other side what issues are going to be fixed, what closing costs are. And a lot of closings, quite frankly, sometimes they cancel during that period. Yeah. So having an experienced team that can answer your questions is important.
That's a major part of the whole process, as you mentioned at the negotiation, because deals can fall through if there's a major repair that's needed. The homeowner doesn't want to put up the cost.
Correct.
Or they don't want to reduce the price to account for that kind of repair. And that's where, people like you guys can come in and massage both sides and find a number that works, or find a solution.
Right, and some sellers just don't have the money to make the repairs. And as a real estate lawyer, you have to understand what's the difference between a conventional loan, a cash deal, a VA deal, a Veterans Administration, and a FHA. So like for example, one of my clients has a radon problem, and it's a VA loan. That's going to have to be fixed by the seller. The seller, in my case, wouldn't have wanted to fix it, so my client's going to pay the bill, which is not typical, and we're going to get a credit. So you just got to kind of, the attorney has to find solutions, and sometimes the solutions have to be pretty innovative.
What are some of the other important points we need to make mention of here? Yeah,
so one other thing that we help with is a lot of times the appraisal. Most of the time the real estate does appraise, but sometimes the house doesn't appraise for the contract price. And it's our job to try to get the best deal for the seller. Some sellers are more reasonable, but a lot of sellers want to maximize their profit, so we help with that. And then a lot of times when a deal cancels, you may have earnest money return, or like this morning we have a deal where the buyers are looking for 5 extra days, and that's a problem. When a closing is on May 1st and they're looking for May 6th, for instance, that's a difficult issue sometimes to navigate.
Yeah, and that can really, stymie the person that's trying to make their next purchase. Timing is such a big critical point of all this, isn't it?
Yeah, especially when a seller is buying, because both deals are contingent upon the successful closing. And so that's kind of our role as the real estate attorney, is to make sure everything goes on time and in a smooth manner. Or, closings always have issues. And a lot of people don't understand that. And that's the reason you have a realtor, and that's the reason you have an attorney, is we address those issues. That's the difference between an experienced team and an inexperienced team getting it through the finish line.
And that's why they should be contacting the folks at Gateville Law Firm. Sean Robertson, our guest. That's all the time we have on today's show. The topic was legal considerations when selling your real estate. Find out more by contacting Gateville Law Firm. They are located in Yorkville. Online at gatevillelawfirm.com at 630-780-1034. Sean Robertson, our guest. We'll see you next week for another installment of Trust Matters Real Estate and Estate Planning Solutions.